Hey guys, welcome to another video from the Parrott Bros. I'm Dom and today I'm here with Sean from Motivelectronics. Now last time you would have recognised this man. We did a TT dash cluster repair. He went through all the settings and how he does it on repairing these old TT clocks. How many do you reckon you've done since the last time we did that video?
I think, Dom, we're up to about 220 now.
220. Not that that's a common failure, of course.
Never.
And should you have any issues, all his details will be down in the description. But today, we are here for comfort control modules of a Roadster. Now on a coupe, these change hands for 25 to 40 pounds. So if your one fails, that you get bad central locking or something like that, you can just swap it from one on eBay or from one of the breakers. Now on a Roadster, these get water ingress because the drainage holes on the convertible roof block and these get wet, which then causes physical damage. Now, unfortunately, these have more kit in, don't they, Sean? They've got quite a few extra little bits and bobs in here.
Yes, they can't be swapped out directly with a coupe one, although you can, but the roof won't work.
Well, yeah, so there is that.
Yeah.
It does help. But Sean and the guys at Motivelectronics have actually worked out a way of repairing this and offering a repair service, which we'll talk through in a minute. Because off eBay, these change hands for anything up to £400 or £500, and you don't get warranty with a second-hand unit. I would much rather come to Sean at Motivelectronics and pay him. Where do prices start from, mate?
Prices start from around 170, 175.
Yeah, and you offer a guarantee on the work that you do going forward.
Yeah, so the guarantee on these is while you own the car, lifetime on the repairs. And if you want to sell the car, move the car on, then it's 12 months from the date of repair.
Which is far better than obviously just buying one off of eBay with no warranty, £400 or £500, and your prices start from roughly
about 175.
Depending on the severity. If it needs more, then it might be a bit more. But
yeah,
that's a great starting point. I think that's a brilliant price. When you first told me, to be fair, I was very, very surprised. I think there's enough of us talking. Shall we jump in and see what we're doing?
Yep, absolutely.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Sean from Motivelectronics. Today we're looking at the repair of the CCM or comfort control module from an Audi Mk1 TT. These units are located behind the front seats and they're very prone to water ingression. This causes extensive damage to the PCBs and renders the unit non-functional. So step one is to open up the case to expose the electronics. So we can see most of the damage on this example is around here. And this is typically caused by water damage causing a short circuit in the electronics, which in this case has resulted in burn damage around the board here. So the fault symptoms that this is likely to cause with the damage in this area can include things like the roof non-functioning, or even indeed the fact the unit not functioning at all, which would mean you'd have no central locking with the remotes or with the keys. The roof won't work, the interior light won't work properly, and even the boot latch or the petrol flap release may also not work correctly. This little board here is actually responsible for receiving the signal from your remote keys. So if you have a remote key fault, but the rest of the functions within the CCM are working, test system. So this automatic test system was developed by us. It comprises of a computer board here with our own custom software, with an interface unit here, which then communicates with the I/O around the CCM and also connects to things like this latch here. So this is a standard TT door latch. And what the test system does, it runs through a suite of tests. It goes through and checks every input and output on the comfort control module. And when the test is running, as you'll see, you'll hear it click through all the various relays and test all the input and output. And this ensures we get a really, really thorough, wide range of test coverage on the unit. So when it goes out the door here, we know it works. So let me introduce Richard, who's going to be doing today's repair.
Thanks, Sean. I'm Richard. I'm going to connect up the CCM now to get it under test. So we've connected it up. We need to run the tests. So we go into the correct menu. We run a Roadster complete test, although we do have some track damage, so I'm not hopeful that we're going to get a lot out of this unit. As we can see, we're already starting to see failures and nothing appears to be working. So we can see we have a total failure of just about all the tests, suggesting that there is a power issue with the board. So now we would move on to looking at the board with a scope and our usual diagnostic methods. Scoping around in the damaged area, we found 2 open circuits. So now we're going to move on to the repair. So initially we thought we had 2 open circuit tracks, but we've actually had to bypass 3 broken tracks. What we've done is added some insulated wire just to bypass the damaged areas on the backside. So once we think everything's okay, the next stage is to test using the ATE system. An additional test we do is just check that the RF module does receive the key coding. So we probe the board, look for the signal, and just actuate the key remote. For this customer, we can do an additional test. They've sent their key in, so using VCDS we can program the key to the module and check that that works as well. So the final test before dispatch is just an electronic VCDS check to check that no fault codes have appeared. So that you just set that reading, so no fault codes found, and it's ready for return to the customer. So finally I'll hand it back to Sean, who'll go through some details of how to get in touch with us.
Thanks, Richard. And just to wrap up, I'd like to say that we repair electronic modules from various cars and various brands, from Audi through to Ferrari and Lamborghini. I'd like to thank Dom for coming here today and making the video with us. And if you'd like to get in touch for our services, you'll find all the details in the description below. Thanks for watching.